AI is a good servant, but a poor master. Hi everybody, my name is Greg Crable and this is my podcast, Something I Learned Yesterday, where I discuss one issue from the world of publishing, usually in a few minutes. Today I'm going to give you a simple technique to help you write a book relatively quickly. There's one prerequisite. You have to have already produced a lot of content on the subject. That could be blog posts, articles, podcasts, even documentation and how-tos. So assuming that you have that, step one is to gather all of this stuff. If it's available online, just find the URLs. Step two may or may not be necessary. Some AI systems allow you to upload audio or video and it'll make a transcript of it. Others don't. So you might need to take something like otter.ai to create a transcript of any audio or video content that you have. So that step is optional depending on your circumstances. Step three is to have a preliminary chat with your AI chatbot and explain what you want to do. For example, I want to create a book about customer data platforms. I'd like to upload everything I've written on the subject, and based on that information and on whatever else you know about customer data platforms, I'd like to create a table of contents. Be sure to point out the areas in the table of contents where I have not provided material. So that kind of primes the AI to know what it is you're trying to do. So step four is then to upload all your information. Sometimes you can just point it to the URLs, it depends, but realize also that now what you've done is you've fed the LLM with your material and contributed to the demise of civilization. In step five, you ask the AI to create the table of contents. Now review it and see what you think of what the AI has done. It's possible the AI took an approach that you don't like. You can say, no, I want you to focus on such and so. And you can have it regenerate the table of contents. And you can go back and forth with the AI until you have something that you like. Once it's close, you want to edit it until you're comfortable with it. So then step six, upload your now edited table of contents and tell the AI to write the first chapter using your content in your voice. Tell it to use your actual words as much as possible, and then do the same for each chapter. Now you have a draft manuscript, and this is where the hard work begins. You have to go through and edit it very critically. Rewrite anything that doesn't sound like you. You'll find that the AI has dropped some things that you wanted to include, so grab it from your original and stick it back in there. You'll also find that it's added some things. Now you could either delete those things or rewrite them from your perspective. I think that's the better choice. Once you've done that, and that's where a lot of the work goes, step 8, upload your new manuscript and ask the AI what's missing. What aspects of your subject matter did you forget to include? This is a really important step. AI can be very helpful on this particular task because it has such a broad collection of content on your subject matter, and it can know what related things you forgot to cover. Now, you don't have to accept all the recommendations, of course, it's your book, but it's good to have them as a check to make sure there aren't any big holes. My experience is that some of the recommended actions or additions will be good, and some will sound like boilerplate that the AI borrowed from somebody's white paper. Step 9, fill in those blanks. You can write it yourself from scratch, that's what I do, or you can ask the AI to write a draft of those sections in your voice and then make sure you heavily edit it. Now, step 10 is to repeat steps 8 and 9. You might find more holes to fill. It's not a perfect process, so if you do it a couple of times, it might help you to find additional areas that, oh yeah, I really should cover that. Step 11, ask the AI to write a glossary of the key terms in your manuscript. Now, AI is pretty good at that, but you still want to edit it carefully. Some wrong assumptions and silly things can slip in that might not fit with your perspective on the issue. Now, step 12, you're done with the AI. Now you need to read and rewrite the whole manuscript a few times until you're comfortable with it. For me, this is the hard part. Writing is the easy part. Rewriting is the work. Okay, once you have it, to a decent level of finished. Step 13 is you need to find 3 or more reviewers. 2 of them should be knowledgeable on your subject matter, and 1 should know nothing about it. While they're reviewing the manuscript, leave it alone. Do something else. Read a book. Don't touch it or think about it. You need to get some mental space between you and the project so that when you come back to it, you're looking at it with a fresher perspective. Step 14, here's where you have to try to suppress your ego. Remember that if something wasn't clear to one of your reviewers, that's your fault, provided you selected semi-intelligent reviewers, right? You didn't make it clear enough. Now, with that attitude firmly in mind, read the reviews, reread your manuscript, and incorporate whatever seems helpful. Step 15, now it's time to start thinking about your cover, your title, and so on. I don't think you should think about the title until you're pretty much close to done with the book. And then the cover, that's a tough one. Do you have the artistic sensibility to come up with the right image, or do you need help with that? I know a good cover designer on Fiverr who disproves the old rule. She's good, fast, and cheap. You can look her up under pro_ebook covers. Her name's Angie. Step 16 is perfect is the enemy of done. You can spend the rest of your life trying to fine-tune and sharpen your manuscript, or you can get comfortable with some appropriate level of professionalism. It's a hard choice. Now, you should probably have the manuscript professionally edited and formatted unless you're pretty good at those things, but remember that it's hard to edit your own work. So, that's a method. Try it if you like. Obviously, you don't have to do it exactly the way I say. Do it however you like. And if you want to chat about the process or the topic, let me know. Also, I just recently wrote a book on customer data platforms. That's the cover right there. If you're interested, you can get the paperback on Amazon, or you can get the ebook from my website. Thanks so much for your time.